Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing? I hope you're doing great. I'm excited today because it's raining. We've been in a drought. So this has been much anticipated rain, not nearly going to be enough, but I love a rainy day. Just gets me all excited and I love it. I love rainy days. So I thought I'd start today with showing you some things I got when I went to my hair salon. A girl there has set up a vintage area of things that she's finding and selling. So I thought I'd show you a few things I bought. Okay, there's this basket. Okay, there's two of them. And I don't know, I was just thinking to myself, I wanted a basket. See, you can see inside. And put things in there, and I like the way they look. You can stack them in a corner or something. But anyway, I thought, yeah, here's the two of them. And I thought, yeah, they're gonna look cute. So, and I can put things in them. So those were two things I got. And then Easter is coming. So I got this little bunny. Isn't he cute? He's glass. You don't really see these anymore. And it's a she because she's got beautiful, beautiful eyelashes, if you could see that. Look at how cute. I'm so cute. So I thought she'll look cute on the dining room table with, I bought this, a basket of eggs and unusual colors. They're like almost like a brownish purpley look, and the yellow, white. But, and ta-da, it comes off. So I thought, wow, perfect place to hide eggs. I still do that with my son. I buy the chocolate eggs, and yeah, he's all grown up, but I put them around the house, and I thought, well, that would be great to hide an egg in there. So I don't know. He's also done egg hunts for me, so we kind of take turns doing that, still keeping the spirit of egg hunts alive. So I wanted to jump back on and talk to y'all and just say that I hope you saw my video yesterday. I hope you liked it. Oh, hello, my precious. Look who's come. This is just a cute little girl. Say hi. Look. Oh. Okay. Lick, 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 lick. Hey, she and Mary are, I'm dropping them off at my daughter's house, and we'll see how that goes. But my daughter has all this equipment for grooming. So she's got where you file down the nails, like with that thing, and it doesn't hurt, and just all kinds of things. And she's got like as she trims, it goes into like a bucket. It's like a vacuum trimmer. Really cool. She's got really cool stuff. So look at this little mop right now. Are you a little mop? I'm a little mop. Yeah, she's so cute. So I thought, well, she needs to be groomed and Mary needs to be groomed. So we'll take them there and see how they do. And they can play with my daughter's dog, Loki, who's huge. And they can have a good time. So we'll see how it goes. But, and that would be Mary barking at something. I wanted to talk to you guys following up from the other video about the time when I was born again and my spiritual rebirth. and let you know that, after that happened, I just so focused on the Bible, on Jesus, and changed my life, completely changed. So, I just made every choice I made, everything I did, I prayed about it. I made sure it was okay with God. I waited for him sometimes to respond. And sometimes, you got to be patient. It's a long wait. Other times he answers you right away. But sometimes he answers you through someone else. But everything changed after that. And, then like 5 years after that, I met my ex-husband, and he was a quadriplegic, and we fell in love, and we got married, but it did not turn out. 7 years into the marriage, I'll just say just because he was quadriplegic in a wheelchair doesn't mean he's a nice person. And he wasn't. And he was, I just, I try not to think about it. Abusive, verbally abusive, just horrendous. And it's still going on today. From a year ago, we stored some things of ours in his garage, and now he won't let us get it. And they're very precious things to me. They're my mother's things, my Nana's things. They hold huge sentimental value to me. And he's just, even, he called the police on me and my son, and they were like, well, is that her stuff? And he goes, yeah. And they go, why don't you give it back to her? Because she's trespassing. And then he was yelling at them to arrest me if I step foot on his property. I just cannot believe that he would actually do something like that to me. I really think that takes a person who's very hateful inside. He must have a lot of hate and resentment. And also, I think he's gone a little crazy. I mean, he's just, I don't know. But to do that he would actually have them handcuff me and take me away for trespassing? I mean, and he knows all my health problems. My gosh. What that would do to my blood pressure, my heart rate, my blood sugars. I wouldn't have my insulin with me. I mean, really, it's just, so you've got to really be careful. Be very careful when you marry someone. They don't show their true colors before the wedding, but they sure do after. So he had things already in his head before we got married. And I think that, he just is just an abusive person and uses abuse to control. And it was a very difficult thing. And I did end up going to a minister for counseling and advice during our marriage, because I said I can't take it, and I want to get a divorce, but I don't want to do anything that's against God. And the minister said, no, he's broken all the sacraments of marriage and what a marriage is supposed to be. So you're not in the wrong. And I knew God was with me. So we divorced and had shared custody of our son, and which was hard because then he was nasty to him. And when I'd pull up to pick him up, the neighbor would come out and say, the one neighbor that he had, he'd say, do you know what he was doing? Him, he made him, when he was like 5, replace all this sod. And, well, that's why he was raised. Every weekend, his father owned apartment buildings, and they would all go and have to paint and make repairs and stuff like that. So he was just doing the same thing, but he was getting visitation to spend quality time with his child, not make his child do work that he couldn't do anymore. So, and that was a real nightmare. We made it through that, and my son doesn't talk to him anymore at all since this big incident last year where he was going to have us arrested. I think he was going to even have his son arrested, but it was my stuff. I don't know that they would have arrested my son because it belonged to me. I don't know. But what a nightmare. And then I just kept relying on God to get me through it and kept trying to be a good Christian and kind and as nice as I could possibly be. I didn't fall into a trap of being nasty back to him. I prayed a lot, and I just said, God, help me to move forward and do your work in this world, however, whatever you want me to do. But yeah, so that was it. Yep, the marriage was over. I started working in the school system, and I loved it. I loved being with children all the time. I was in middle school, I started, and I loved it. I did go to elementary school at some point in my career, and I loved that too. And then I moved back up to middle school because I have a certain piece of my heart that belongs with middle school kids. They struggle so hard. And those years are such huge years. And a lot of parents think, well, they've grown up now. They can make these choices on their own. No, they can't. They need more parenting in middle school and in high school. They need more, not less, because they are struggling with so many emotions. Their hormones are changing. Life is changing. They really need you to be there and to help them and to advise them. Don't look the other way. Don't think that now's the time for you to step back, because it's not. And even when they graduate, they used to say it was like adults used to be mature to go out on their own at like 18, way back in the day. When farming and things like that, and you didn't need an education to get a good job. Nowadays, though, you need to get the education to get a good job, or at least some sort of vocational training. And, parents need to help, and they need to be there, and they need to be guiding their children, helping them. Because I can't tell you how many kids said to me that, when even in 8th grade, they're supposed to pick a career for life. Really? My goodness. People live so long nowadays that you can have many careers if you want. You can do a lot of different things. The sky's the limit. Go for it. So, like they say, if you do something you love, you never work a day in your life. And that is very true. So pick something that you love. And you can then, a few years later, go back to school and get another career if you want. I mean, you can do whatever you want. And, you know, they need you to guide them through that. So I just want to say, you know, the Lord has been with me every step of the way through the rest of my 30s after the divorce, and then into my 40s. And I was doing really good. And then when I was 44, yeah, I got cancer. And then that sort of changed everything for me from that point on. However, it's a good ending because I'm still here. And the Lord is so good and kind to me. And I am grateful for everything. And He and I talk to Him all day. I ask Him questions all day. You know, I'm constantly thinking, you know, what do you want me to do? How can I make you proud of me today and do your will? So that's where I'm at for right now. My next, when I do my next show, or whatever it's called, my brain, I'm getting old. I can't think anymore. You know, the next podcast video, that's the word I was searching for, video. I'd like to talk about my journey through cancer and things I've learned and found out. And like just now, you know, couldn't think. And they call that, I've had it since I've had chemo, and they call it chemo brain. It damages your body and your brain, and they say that it never gets better. There's studies and everything else that go out, you know, 10 or 5, 10, 15, 20 years. It's, you know, it doesn't change. You still get chemo brain. So, but that's okay, you know. So I'll leave it here for now. And in the meantime, you can see what the girl looks like in the next video. Right? Right, men? Yeah, I gotta get rid of all his hair. Look at me. Yeah. So I'll let you see how the girls look after their big beauty day. So God bless you. Have a super sparkly blessed day. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.